when some particular person impersonates himself as a different person who holds a position of authority by government or otherwise, and extort money through call or through video call. That is the essence of call phishing or fake call threats. And unfortunately, this has been growing uh, since the time the social media has become very active, because knowingly and unknowingly we share our data throughout the world without having any intention to do so. For example, when you order something on Zomato or when you order something on Amazon, you input your credentials, which you don't know but are accessible to all the employees of Zomato and Amazon. They are there. They are available on the website. And the person who comes to deliver these items, he gets the OTP. He also knows that he's ordering, that the order is to be delivered to so and so person, and he stays there. And this is his phone number, which because that is reflected in the order. So the amount of orders online have increased manifold, and that is how our data has also been in the hands of so many persons. So now this is not a one person job. This is basically a cartel wherein different persons have been assigned different jobs. This is basically a type of organized crime where everybody individual is given their individual roles, and they have to fulfill their role to ultimately achieve the object of extorting money. Say for example, an elderly person. The few people uh, are sent to do a Reiki in a cooperative society, as to how many people are at home, how many people are educated, how many people are having a social media account, or how many people are helpless, and what all do these people do their daily activities. Then when you search for something on the internet or when you order for something, that is also being targeted, that is also being tracked. And then on a some simple on some day they will contact that person, and they will exploit their insecurities, that your parcel is detained at so and so place, you have been ordering so and so parcels, or that your bank account is there, or that you have committed an offense, or simply your SIM card is blocked, or something like that. And then in that situation, the person really can't think rationally. And in the haste, in with a threat that his account will be suspended or he will be arrested, he takes some steps which are absolutely not warranted, and that is when these people capitalize on that. So the objective of the call phishing is to create fear of some implication and extort money or some sensitive information. And generally these crimes affect students or some senior citizens majorly. They are targeted because, being an advocate, I myself had a case wherein an 80-year-old woman who was an investment banker, she was targeted and she was threatened by uh, persons impersonating officers of CBI. They said that they are from CBI and they sent her an arrest warrant issued in her name, which was absolutely fake. But she, not being from this background, did not know how a warrant looks. But because we know, being law students or being advocates, we know how a warrant looks because we see a warrant day in, day out. But she did not, and she did not have that knowledge. So therefore, they had forged a warrant in the letterhead of CBI and sent it to her. So she was really scared. But fortunately, she had that rational thinking to contact somebody who was also an advocate, and then I was contacted. So therefore, we could help her to understand the situation and told her not to do anything irrational, and therefore she could be saved. But on the flip side, there was another case wherein a person was contacted again as a narcotics officer, and her parcels allegedly were detained wherein she used to order parcels. As I said, that they have done reiki about your business, that you order parcels, you send parcels, and then that is where they capitalized. She was threatened that your parcel is found with some narcotics, and that you will have to pay so and so amount to get that parcel released. Unfortunately, she did not think rationally and she paid that amount. Thereafter, to track that amount, the police had to do a lot of go through a lot of trouble. They had to develop contact with all the banks, and they have to reverse the transactions from the bank, and then we had to go to the court to get an order to release that amount, which was, although that the amount which she paid was much more, she only got a part of it, but at least she could recover some part. But that order was, we had to approach the court, so it increases the procedure for not making one rational decision. So that is basically the crux of what a call phishing is about. And why are these fake calls or fraud or phishing increasing? Because as I said, that we have an easy access to personal data, and these people are generally belonging to a call centers of these of these network providers. So they essentially, now tell me, how many of you get calls on a daily basis for, say, for property searching or for new connection or for any other services from these service providers, and how do they get our number? That is because they share our data with everybody, with all the competitors, and that is how these call center people have shared sensitive information, which is really scary. There is no privacy in this world. Everybody has everybody's data, and it is all accessible. Secondly, it is accessible because we voluntarily share it. We voluntarily put our address on websites while ordering, or we voluntarily put our phone numbers on websites which can be easily accessed. And there is also caller ID spoofing technology which they use, or again social media oversharing, where we go, what we eat, what we do, what we wear, all these information, we are only responsible for putting it on the social media because we are the ones who post or who share these information on social media, which is how we only get into trouble. Then digital payments is one more way that Google Pay or any other Paytm or any other form of digital payment has been so common these days that we don't even think twice before spending anything. And oversharing of information on Google Pay also can lead to these kind of cybersecurity frauds. So uh, so that is basically a crux of why these fake calls have increased. And and what is their demand now? What is the type of demand that these people do? They demand for, basically, for OTPs, which allow them to give you the access to their bank accounts. Then they ask for the bank details like debit card number, CVV or PIN. Then they usually demand for immediate transfer through UPI, and after the transfer, they immediately remit that money to some different account, and from that account to different account, and they withdraw the cash, so that ultimately the transaction ends somewhere, and they don't transfer the amount entirely to one account. They transfer it in parts. They transfer it in parts so that not every account can be traced back to them, and that is how they get away most of the time. So common type of coming to the topic of common type of fake call threats is, as I said, that this is as a police or CBI arrest threat, then KYC suspension, courier parcel, electricity disconnection, loan recovery scam, or job offer. Job offer is one more type wherein they guarantee you job. There have been officers of railways And there have been judges or advocates who have been defrauded by luring them to become a judge. There have been cases wherein people have guaranteed that you will become a judge, but you have to pay so and so amount. And their planning and their entire activity was so organized that advocates have also fallen trap for this, because of which they have lost money to the tune of lakhs of rupees, and thereafter nothing. So these type of frauds have also come to advocates. And then there is prize and lottery wins scams. So now coming to how this scam happens. So to study it step by step, firstly, the victim receives a threatening phone call. So firstly, a victim receives a phone call. If the victim even responds, then firstly, a trust is gained that the impersonating person will establish his identity and he will establish his authority over that person. Then the caller ID shows a fake official identity or a fake symbol or Satyameva Jayate or something with related to the Maharashtra Police Force or something related to CBI or something like that. So that victim will think that yes, they belong to CBI. Then the victim is lured into something wherein they are told that they are involved in some illegal activity or something adverse is going to happen to them. That is one way, that is the negative way. Or that if they do this, they will achieve something positive which is not even in their dreams. That is another way of doing it. Then a fear or pressure is created that you should do this for your own betterment, or that if you don't do this, you will fall in trouble. And then the victim is asked when the victim is at that point of time when the victim becomes so gullible, or at that point of time when you can actually manipulate the psyche of the victim. When the victim is asked for OTP, then the victim is asked for Aadhaar, then the victim is asked for bank details or money transfer, and then money is withdrawn instantly, and the fraudster disappears. There was another case which I have worked on, wherein an employer who has never met the employee used to receive phone calls from this employer that you have to complete these tasks and you will receive money. In order to gain trust of the employee, initially the victim was paid some amount, say for example 5,000 or 10,000. So the trust of the victim is gained. Thereafter, the victim was told to perform more tasks with a promise of more money. But for that task, he had to pay some money in the first place. And because the trust was gained that yes, at the end, I will receive some money, he used to pay money, but ultimately he was not paid anything, absolutely nothing. And this person who has fallen for this trap is not any Tom, Dick, and Harry. He was an IIT graduate. So even intelligent minds like IIT graduates falls for these simple traps in search of quick money. So the essence of how to avoid these, how to avoid falling trap for these call phishing fraudsters is to control your own greed for quick money. That is the essence of how to avoid falling for this, because these are the psychological tricks used by the fraudsters. That is, they will lure you into something good. They will create a fear of arrest. They will create a sense of urgency. They will create a sense of authority that you belong to CBI or RBI or something. They belong to isolate. They use isolation tactic that they will tell you that you are under digital arrest. This is a term which they have coined, these fraudsters have coined, because neither under CRPC nor in any other criminal law is there a thing called as digital arrest. But there are people who have fallen trap that you are under digital arrest. If you call anybody or if you go out of your house, you will be immediately arrested. But you are safe in your house because you are in digital arrest. So you follow as we say. And at that point of time, as I said, the people are so gullible. They are so easy to be manipulated that they believe that they themselves are in digital arrest. So apart from apart from controlling your greed for quick money, the second thing how you can avoid falling trap for these fraudsters is to think rationally and to believe in yourself that you have not done something which will land you in trouble, and to think rationally that is it really that somebody can put you in arrest digitally, and is it that somebody can actually have a control on your movements without them being present in. And thirdly, use some basic common sense, that are you even so important that CBI, chief of the CBI or the RBI will have so much time to talk to you, or they will spend so much time to having a conversation with you, luring you into something. So you have to use, apart from these three things, you have to also use basic common sense, which unfortunately is very uncommon. And lastly, it is emotional manipulation, that they will make you emotionally emotionally sensitive, that they will tell you that if you don't obey, your family will land into trouble or your child will land into trouble. And that is the best tactic, because once you are in emotional zone, your rationality comes down to zero, and then you will do anything to save your family. So that is what they bank on. Then the real life impact of these fake calls are majorly financial loss, then mental stress and anxiety, because once you suffer financial loss, you will be in stress. Once you understand, once you are back to your senses, once you are back to your rationality, you will understand that you have been defrauded, and for so much amount, that to recover that amount you will then, that will lead to mental stress and anxiety. Thirdly is the reputation damage, because if your sensitive data is leaked, or your sensitive photos or say videos are leaked, then that will amount to reputation damage. Thirdly, fourthly is identity theft. Then for last, the second last is long legal recovery process. As I said, that once you are aware that you have been defrauded, then you have to go to the actual police. They will register your complaint. Then they will contact RBI if you have lost money. Then RBI will retrieve that money. They will have to do reverse transactions. Then you will have to go to court to file an application. The court will take its own sweet time. Then ultimately you will get an order, and getting an order from the court is not the end of it. After getting an order, you have to again go to the police to execute that order, because people think that yes, court has ordered, so you will get the money. No, that is not the case. Even if you get the order, the bank will have to redeposit that money into your own account, because what happens is these fraudsters don't commit this offense only with you. There are hundreds of people with whom these fraudsters commit offense and deposit in the same bank account, and various FIRs are filed across the nation against them, and the transactions are led back to the same bank account. So the bank imposes a lien on that account, because they have withdrawn major chunk of money. Say for example, 1 crore is the entire fraud which they have committed with 50 people. They have withdrawn 80 lakhs. The bank only has 20 lakhs, and the bank has created a lien for the rest of the 80 lakhs. So lays the claim on that 20 lakh? Whom to be given? That is to be decided. Then who has made that application first in point of time to the court? Which court has ordered first in point of time to return that money? That all has to be seen. Therefore, the bank is very hesitant when there are multiple creditors who lay claim on those remaining 20 lakhs. So obtaining an order from the court is not an end to it. Basically, the bank also has to see as to who किसको कितना पैसा मिलेगा in the proportionality. As if you have if you have invested 2 lakhs, you may not get the entire 2 lakhs in one shot. You will get only the proportion of 20 lakhs divided by the number of creditors who are claiming on that. So that is why it is a long legal process in recovery. And then that develops trust issues in digital banking, because uh, thereafter, whenever you make a digital payment to anybody, you will always be skeptical about making that payment. Thereafter, once you identify that yes, you have been a victim, or you know somebody who has been a victim of these call phishing fraudsters, the first thing immediately that you have to do is to call 1930. Please note down this number because it is very important. It is a cyber helpline number, or you can visit to www.cybercrime.gov.in, wherein you have to select report cybercrime. These are the two most important things which you have to do: register a complaint via phone and register a cyber complaint online, wherein you have to upload evidences, wherein you have to enter first the details, the mobile number from which you have received a call, mobile number on which you have received the call, the bank details, transaction ID, and then you have to upload the call recordings if at all, or screenshots, bank statements, etc. So that is how you have to take a not a preventive action, but a curative action, at least immediately, as soon as possible, and you don't have to wait. And generally, these fraudsters does get involved in these kind of frauds on a Friday evening, because Saturday and Sunday the banks are closed. So RBI can't take any action, and by Monday they withdraw the money immediately, and they are gone with the wind. So therefore there was a video which was circulated by somebody, by some officer of RBI, that avoid doing any financial transactions unknown with unknown persons on Google Pay or on any other form of digital payment with unknown persons on a Friday evening, because you are susceptible to fraud. So Friday evenings you should avoid making any kind of transactions with unknown people, because then recovering that money becomes very difficult. Then what kind of preventive measures can we take? Firstly, that never ever share your OTP, CVV, and Aadhaar and PAN details with anybody. Then install Truecaller and spam filter, so that you know that if he is a fraudster, then his name would not have that blue tick on Truecaller, and his name would appear as a fraudster. Then set transaction alerts in bank apps. Keep your social media private, which is very important, because as I said earlier, that we ourselves share so much of our data which is not required to be seen by the world, that we generally tend to overshare, and then we fall in trouble. So keep your social media as private as you can. Then regularly keep updating your passwords, because those passwords are also uh, can also be hacked, on especially for the bank password, because the bank passwords, if I am not wrong, within 120 days it expires, and you have to create a new password. So instead of 120 days, keep it at a 60 days, 2 months time. Every 2 months, keep changing your password. Then for every website where there is an option, enable two-factor authentication, because that ensures, but that will not guarantee, but at least it ensures to some extent that yes, the user is you. And lastly, but most importantly, educate and make aware your own family members, especially the senior citizens, that especially especially the senior citizens in your family, that if they call you, if you receive any call, then you should not act in a hasty manner. You should not go haywire. You should think rationally and use your common sense before taking any action. And if you are confused, then you consult. This is the motto, that if you are confused, you consult somebody in the family, because there have been calls, and now with the increasing technology they can modulate your voice, like my voice can be modulated and can be used to call my mom asking for some money. But then at that point of time, my mom should think rationally. My mom should understand that this is a very unusual call, And you should create some question answer in such situations, that something as a password to avoid such kind of conversations. Because what your voice may be modulated, but what you have spoken to your mom earlier, that they might not know, because they don't know what is happening in your personal life. They can only modulate your voice. But if certain questions are set with between you and your mom and you and your father, and the answers to those questions are only private between you and your mom and dad, then uh, that may ensure that the person who is calling is not you, and that is how your mom can ascertain that that was not you. So that is how that fraud can be prevented. And important cyber alerts which are being released by the police and the CBI also, that police will never ask you for any money over call. CBI never conducts arrest via video call. That is what I said, that digital arrest is something which is unknown to the land of law. Then electricity department never threatens disconnection without notice. Every government department is liable to follow a certain set of law. They can't just call you one day and say that your connection would be disconnected. No, there is a procedure laid down. That procedure has to be followed. Then courier companies will never demand money for illegal parcels. Like some courier company or the customs has held your parcel, detained your parcel, and said that you won't receive a call ki hello, ha, your so and so person, your parcel is found with narcotic drugs. No, they will initiate the criminal procedure immediately. You will be then sent summons to the NCB. You will not receive a call ki yes, boss, your parcel is found with narcotic drugs, so we will leave that parcel. You send us money. No, that is not how the police works. And lastly, always verify through official websites or local offices that whether these calls are made properly or through official websites. So stay alert and stay safe. That is the message for today, because cybercrime is increasing. But as long as we spread awareness about these small things, as to think rationally, to use your common sense, we will definitely defeat these cybercrimes. And one smart decision can save your lifetime savings, but one irrational decision can definitely land you in trouble. So share this knowledge with your family, friends, and especially educate your elderly members in the family, because they are not so well versed with the social media and these call phishing techniques, or the developing the science and technology. So educate them, make them aware of these things, and you should report every suspicious call. You should not feel shy of it, or you should not feel ashamed of it, because if you feel ashamed of it, you will lose whatever you have earned, but you can never recover it back. So if there is any chance of recovering it, you should definitely report every suspicious call. And then your alertness can also protect others. So that was it for today. This was my session to try and help you understand the call call phishing as far as I know it. There may be many things to it. So if there is any question and answer round, if you're free to ask me questions.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Um, I have received. I have sent a amount to the saree shopping online, sir. But at that time they have sent one. The name of the shop is clearly mentioned, sir. But later on, when after sending the money, sir, I that shopping is not seen, sir. Can I complain to the cyber crime, sir?
Yes, you should immediately complain. But how long has it been? How long has it been since this fraud has happened?
3 weeks, sir. It has happened 3 weeks, sir.
3 weeks. Oh, okay.
Ah, three
Okay.
weeks.
You still raise a complaint. You see whatever
Yes,
they
sir.
can help you with, but that call has to be made within the first 12 to 24 hours. because that is the best time to recover your money, because now after 3 weeks you don't even know where your money has gone.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, you should avoid making any such payment online before delivery. You should always choose for a website which gives you cash on delivery options, or you should order online from trusted websites like Amazon or Flipkart, because then you
Yes.
can go to them and raise a
Hmm.
complaint if your money is not returned back. But for some websites which don't allow you for cash on delivery, you should not fall prey to such
That's
websites.
what my mother has done like that, sir. But now we lost money like that, sir.
Correct,
She is
correct. I understand.
sir. Old lady, no, sir. She could not. No, sir. Understand.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening,
For
sir.
Yes, yes, Arshita.
Sir, actually, I had two questions.
Ah,
So first of all, I would like to ask that whether that without telling any OTP or call, attending any call, then money can be deducted from the account or not. Uh, and my second question is like sometimes we share our like account number and IFC code for the RTGS payment. So is it safe to share that codes for receiving any payment?
RTGS payment. Sorry, I lost you there.
Sir, I mean just like for receiving any payment, like from UPI, we can only transfer payment up to 2,000 rupees. So if we are receiving any payment larger than that, and I am sharing my like passbook page, which is in that account number is mentioned and IFC code is mentioned
Hmm.
for the for receiving the payment. So is it fine to share that codes?
No, you should
To,
avoid. You should avoid sharing such information unless you are uploading it on the bank on the website like Google Pay. If you have to receive the money, if you have to send money to somebody, you through bank. You can also add bank accounts on GPay. So for that you will need those details, but you don't need the CVV or any other details. You only need the bank name, the branch name, and the IFSC code. That is all you require. Nothing else. No other password. No other information. And answering your first question, if you don't share any information like OTP or something, then the money will not be deducted. Then you should not worry about it. If
okay,
as
sir.
long as you don't share something, they can't ask for some anything, or they can't get anything from you.
Okay, sir. Sir, in case if they have got any number also, like by chance from which our bank account is linked, then also is it possible?
No, no, no. As long as, because for initiating any payment, either you have to initiate payment by yourself, or if they have made any such payment, then you will receive some OTP or some password or some CVV will be required. That is why the two-factor authentication is also necessary, and that is why that security steps are necessary. Wherein, say for example, uh, uh, if you can auto debit some payments, or if you want to make those payments without entering the password, like for example that tap on your credit card or debit card.
Yes, sir.
So that tap payment is one thing. So but when you do the same payment from the from on a website, you will still be asked for CVV, or you will be generated an OTP which you will need to share. So without sharing that, you will not. There will be no debit.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what's the first thing you have to do if any other devices connected to our device through any our by our mistake to complain in cybercrime or to protect our device,
Yes.
sir?
What? I didn't get your question. If your device is connected with.
Uh, by our mistake, if our device is hacked means we have to first complain in cybercrime or to protect our device from any other
Both,
further
both,
circumstances.
both.
Which is
Firstly,
we have to do
if
first.
there is any hack on the WhatsApp, if your WhatsApp is hacked and if through WhatsApp there are messages going to different people for asking for money, then you should first uninstall the WhatsApp. Then you should remove the SIM card from the phone and put it in some non-Android phone like Nokia 1100 and then raise a complaint.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, when we have to insert SIM in non-Android phone,
Sorry?
sir, non-Android phone, when we have to insert the SIM in non-Android phone, what is
When your WhatsApp is hacked or your device is hacked and the hacker is still in the device. So to protect your device, you have to insert, you have to remove the SIM. Firstly, uninstall the WhatsApp and remove the SIM card from the phone and then put it in some other device to check whether your SIM card is also been blocked or your SIM card has been tampered with.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
As there are no further
Sir, as you are talking about,
Ah,
sir, as you are talking about OTP required, sir, there are some website which does not require OTP and they can payment.
but then if you don't initiate that, then those payment can't be initiated by somebody else. There are some security
Yes,
features which always the website will have. They can't operate without that.
yes, sir.
If there are no further questions, is there further
I
question?
have a question in my chat box.
Yes, sure.
Can you please repeat the question, please?
Yes, sir. So I will read out the question. A
Please.
few days ago, my friend faced a hacking or cyber fraud issue. I called 1930 and also filed a complaint on the cyber portal, but we haven't received any response from the government side yet. Could you please explain why the government response in such cases is sometimes delayed? And I want to understand whether this is a common or what factors usually cause this delay.
Can you repeat just the government part? Which website did not respond?
The cyber portal, sir.
The cyber portal. Okay. No, the cyber portal generally does not take time to reply. But instead of going it on the website, you should generally do it over a phone call because there you get immediate answers. Because we are not yet technologically so proactive. Because see that it is not a fault of the government portal also because the population that we are currently the load on the website would be so high that they might not have got sufficient time to entertain everybody's complaint. And there is also thing that there are at times people just complain for the sake of fun, which are false complaints. So they also have to identify such false complaints and eliminate those. So therefore, it takes a lot of time to deal with such complaints. So instead of filing it online, it's better that it is registered either in person physically or via phone call and then send an email. And then you can also take a follow up via phone call that you have registered so and so complaint. This is the complaint number. So keep following up with them.
Any further questions? As we come to the end of this insightful session, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the advocate Advait Tamkar for sharing his expertise and his experience and his time with us today. Today's insight have not only made us more aware but also empowered us to stay alert and protect ourselves in the digital world. We are sincerely thank our guest for sharing such a practical and eye-opening knowledge. Let us carry this awareness forward and ensure a safer online experience for ourselves and those around us. Thank you, sir, for such enlightening valuable insight and for motivating our participant to think critically about their digital safety. We are truly honored to have had you with us. And to all the participants, thank you for joining, engaging, and making this session meaningful. We hope today's learning stays with you and encourages you to contribute towards a safer cyber environment. And there is a request please fill the post assignment form. With that, we officially conclude the session. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Thank you, sir.